Hi, everybody. This is Cat Day with SPM TV, and with us today we have the Pink Dagger, Sofia Mast, and Dominic Esposito, the drill instructor. And Dom, take it away.
Thanks, Kat. Thank you very much, and welcome everybody joining the show. Really glad to have you. And we have a very special guest with us today. Some of you know, some of you don't know. And hopefully by the time we're done, everybody's going to know better. And let's go ahead and meet our superstar arising. Sophia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Wow. Ta-da! Sophia, we're so excited to be with you. Show us that fantastic shirt you're wearing. Who's on it?
It's Golden State Billiards, Predator, Dunsky Dungeon, Jam Up, and I also have another sponsor, Jameson Daniels.
Oh, that's wonderful. Somewhere along the lines there, you need to get the drill instructor on that so you're complete. Sophia, how old are you? About 30, 32?
No, not that old. I'm like 13.
Oh my goodness. You totally, oh, wait a minute. I think you're not supposed to do that to a lady. Sophia, you're 13 years old. That's exciting. I already knew that, but I just wanted to see that big smile of yours. That, man, you are already contagious, and we've only been on for 30 seconds. This is fun. Wow. How many interviews do you do?
I've done a lot. I've been on the news before, so I'm kind of comfortable with doing it.
Oh, so you could go like this and just kind of chill out and kick your feet
Yeah.
up. Oh, yeah, this is good. Yeah, there you go. Well, Sophia, I'm hoping that we have about 17 people that might watch this, and I hope, I'm only kidding. I'm hoping that all the people, the thousands and thousands of people that are going to watch this, they're just going to be so excited to get to be spending time with you, that you're spending your time with us. And let's just see if we can't tell them a couple of things that maybe nobody really knows. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
What's your favorite food?
Ice cream.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, okay. What's your favorite song?
I like Whom Shall I Fear.
Oh, yeah?
I like Chris Tomlin.
Oh, okay. You like Chris Tomlin?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that? Really? I know Chris. That's wonderful. I know Matt Redman. I know a whole bunch of them. Do you know who Matt Redman is?
No.
No, he's one of Chris Tomlin's best friends. But I'm so excited. I'm getting, yes. I know Chris. I know right where he goes to church too, in Franklin, Tennessee, which is cool. Anyway, that's very exciting. Okay, so let's keep going. What's your favorite pair of tennis shoes?
My black ones.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see them. Show us why.
I don't have them with me. They're
Oh, but they're your favorites.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Okay. Who is your favorite professional pool player?
I love Jeanette Lee and Allison Fisher and Shane Bamboni.
Wonderful. Shane is a friend of mine. Allison is a friend of mine. And for some crazy reason, all these years, Jeanette and I just keep walking down different hallways. But that's wonderful. And who else?
They're all great people, so that's why I really like them. Yeah,
they are. They're wonderful, and you're easy to be wonderful too. So let's keep going one more time. Do you like cats or dogs better?
Dogs. I'm allergic to cats.
So am I. I know exactly what you mean. How do you know that you're allergic? What happens to you?
Well, my eyes will puff up and get red.
Yeah, and they pinch, and then your throat starts scratching, and yeah, I go through the same thing. Exactly. So I'm not a cat. In fact, Kat, yeah, I wasn't so sure I wanted to be friends with her because her whole name makes me allergic. Every time I call her on the phone, I start itching. What's your game? What's your favorite game?
I like Uno. I like it a lot.
I thought you would say pool. But
Well, I thought you were talking about card games.
no, that's okay. Uno's great. I'm an Uno fan too. I love it as well. What's your favorite pool game?
8-ball or 9-ball?
You pick. It's your favorite.
No.
I'm messing-
I like no.
I'm good at this too. Okay, good. And do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have one older sister.
Is she nice to you?
Yes, she is.
Okay, very cool. And how old is she?
She's 15.
Okay, so you guys share things together probably, right?
Not really.
And do you play pool with her?
She doesn't like to play pool a lot. I mean, she'll play if I ask her to, but she's not really into it.
Okay, that's cool. Then how did you get into pool? What got you excited about it?
My dad, he started in a league, a.k.a. league on Mondays, and I would always go with him just to like hang out and see what's going on.
How old were you when you did that?
I just grew interest in it, and there was always a practice table, and I would practice with like his partners.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it. And then he put me into a a.k.a. junior league that was run by Jeanette.
Yeah.
And that's where it all took off.
That's wonderful. And I did ask you, I guess you didn't hear, but how old were you when you started going to that pool hall with your dad?
I was 10 years old.
Oh, so in just 3 short years, you've already begun to get everybody's attention.
Yes.
Wow, that's exciting. Tell us a little bit about the pool stick you play with.
I play with four Revo from Predator. I love it. I play with How medium tip. And I'm just getting it redone too because there's barely any tip left, and I love it so much.
Okay. You know, when the sidewall of a tip gets down to the size of a dime, the width of a dime, that's when you need to start replacing it, because anything lower than that, it starts putting too much damage on the ferrule, potential for cracking and messing up. Plus, you lose a lot of the action and so forth. Okay, so who's coaching you?
My dad really helps me a lot. Like he'll we stream a lot of our matches, and we'll go back through it and see what I've done wrong or what I did right and I should be doing again. And then we would just he would set it up again, and we would figure out what English we would have to take or position wise or stuff like that. And I also did online camp with Roy Pastor, and he really helped me with my stance, my stroke, and drills that I could also do.
That's fantastic. That's good. Okay. Now, how often are you competing?
At least every weekend.
Okay, weekends. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your training schedule. Give us an idea of how it fits into your whole life. I'd imagine you go to school, right?
Yes, I do.
Sure. So we've got a regular school day, and then sooner or later you got to do a couple of your personal chores, your homework, you got to sleep. So tell us about your training time. How do you get to do that? And tell us where you're doing that.
I usually do it at nighttime. I try to practice to like 1 hour or higher a day. And because it's kind of harder when it's at nighttime because you have to go to bed in school. But since it's summer, it's kind of easier.
Yeah.
And we usually have league at night, so that's kind of easier too, which is we leave around like 6. And so I'll finish all my stuff by then.
So are you kind of like playing lots of challenge matches at night with all the other league players on the practice table when you go still with your dad, or are you actually on one of the teams now and you're playing even at night?
Oh, I'm actually playing. I'm on the leagues now, yeah.
Oh, wow. So you're in the adult leagues.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
And what is your skill rating right now?
In 8-ball, I'm a 6, and I haven't played 9-ball in a long time since I really started but I remember I was a 6. I started as a 2, and now I'm a 6.
Okay. How long did that take before they shot you up from 2 to 6?
I would say about a year and a half.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's very, very good.
That's really when I stopped the junior league and I became more competitive and doing the leagues with the grown men.
Good. So when you only have about an hour, let's just take that hour window to practice. You're watching stream, you're going back and assessing game film, which is an important part of training. You're picking out things that you liked or didn't like. Is that pretty much consuming all of the time? Or do you also have any other special regimens that you like to make sure you're doing?
I like to make sure I'm doing the best that I could possibly do. And I definitely notice I love videoing it back because I definitely noticed some things that I could have done wrong or could have done right.
Mhm.
And that's I'll take my time and go onto the pool table and do it.
Okay.
Like if I have trouble with rail shots, I'll practice that, or big shots, I'll practice that.
Okay. Okay. So when you're practicing, what part of practicing do you like the most?
Well, I do it every time I practice, like to first start. I really like breaking the balls and seeing how they go and trying to run them out. Or sometimes I'll take ball in hand, try to run them out. Like I'll do it every time I practice, which is
Okay.
a good thing.
What part of practicing you don't like?
When I don't execute what I'm trying to do. Like it's kind of hard to make every single shot. So it's like, I don't know how to explain. It's like if I can't do something right, basically.
Okay. Okay.
That.
Do you know why they call me the drill instructor?
No.
Because I'm an expert at designing and teaching pool drills at every level, from beginner to world champion. And all my books, everything it's just to train you how to become absolutely the best. So I want you to picture a pie, big circle pie. Okay.
Yeah.
You getting hungry yet? Okay. No,
Oh,
what's your favorite pie?
Chocolate.
I'll go along with that. When I used to eat pies, I love chocolate mousse, French silk. I'm a major fan of it, which is basic.
Good.
Pardon me?
Pumpkin's good too.
Oh, I love pumpkin pie. Yeah. I love making my own pumpkin pie when I make it, though, because then it has all the goody stuff. So I want you to picture a pie, okay?
Yes.
And I want you to picture that pie, just for this conversation, cut into 8 pieces.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see it, 8 slices. And of course, it'd be terrible if there were only 9 people there, because then somebody's going to be disappointed. Yeah. So picture those 8 slices, picture the pie, and that whole pie represents your entire skills at playing pool. And each slice of that pie is one whole segment of totally developing your skills to the level of excellence. So when you're working on this slice over here, it's going to be very different than when you're working on this slice over here.
Yes.
And the only thing that's going to be similar to the two, where there might be some crossover, is because it's the same pie. But otherwise, they're distinctly different.
Yes.
So when you're working on something that's offense, or something that's defense, or something that's boot camp, that's very different, because then the components of offense have parts, and the components of defense have parts, and the components of boot camp have parts. You know what I mean when I say boot camp? Those are the basics, the most fundamental, fundamental critical roots that are rooted to everything else that's going on. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when you're training, and as you grow and as you're building your training, start thinking about what exact part of this pie am I building? Because you could spend entirely too much time on one segment of the pie and you're not balancing it appropriately, right?
Yes.
And that could become an issue. So when you think of it that way, what are you playing? Oh, wait a minute. We've got to take a commercial break. We've got to pay some bills. Otherwise, we couldn't afford to send you your check. And if we wrote you a check, it would bounce. It was here.
And we're back from commercial.
Oh, this is great. Listen, all of you don't know, but Sophia and Kat and I, we've been having so much fun during the commercial break because since this is pre-recorded, we could take as long as we want between the commercial breaks. And Sophia, did we have fun?
Yes, we have so much fun and laughing.
Good. Okay, Sophia, what's your favorite subject in school?
Math.
Really? Did you know pool is all math?
Yes, I did.
One of the reasons you're so attracted to pool and math is because they're synonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything that happens on the pool table, even if it's lucky, it's not, it's math. So let me ask you, what level of math are you in right now?
I'm in algebra.
Ah, okay. And do you want to advance your math education by chance, or you're just taking what you need to and because you're just nuts about pool?
I'm in the advanced level. I was supposed to take pre-algebra last year. Now I was in algebra though.
Ah, okay. So this might sound like a goofy question, but what do you want to become when you're older?
A professional pool player.
Huh? Okay. Tell us what you think that should look like. Tell us your idea of when do you want to start competing at the professional level, and at what level of professional do you want to become?
Like what age?
Sure, why not?
I would say like in my 20s, maybe.
Well, I became a professional at 19 years old.
That's close.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
That'd be great too.
And you could probably do it well before you're in your 20s. Imagine if you got as good in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
If you got exactly exponentially as good in the next 3 years as how good you got from the last 3 years,
I'll be high.
yeah, well, if you did that, you'd have a lot of explaining to do. So I'd suggest you don't do it. Stay away from that. It'll ruin everything. Now, really, by the time you are 16, you could already easily be competing and creating problems for some of the players.
Amazing. It would honestly be amazing.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I don't know.
You have to know. You'd have to know. You're thinking it. I never get that when people say this. I like to ask people, "What are you thinking?" And they say, "I don't know." I say, "How is that possible? It's your brain." If I said to you, Sophia, what am I thinking? You could say, I have no idea. You'd be right. But if I ask you, what are you thinking? You can't say, I don't know. It's your brain. Listen, I don't know if this is like every other interview you've ever had, but you can't expect to be on something called Sneaky Pete Mafia and expect were you going to get a list of the questions I'm going to ask you? Nobody knows what I'm ever going to ask. I have 14,276 questions I know how to ask. You never know which one I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay, so let's talk about in your 20s when you turn pro. You have visions of winning world champion titles. That's what you really want to do?
Yes.
You actually lay in bed at night before you go to sleep and you just start thinking of these things? Is it on your mind constantly?
Not really, but it would be great. I definitely want to be up there and get my name out there. It would be
Awesome.
cool.
Let me share a quick story with you, and I hope you'll think of this story at another time so it impresses you and it empowers you. Are you ready?
Mhm.
I won't use names, but this is actually a very true story. So there was a grandma with her 11-year-old son, and she was a very influential lady, and she knew very, very popular people, and she wanted her grandson to become interested in playing the piano. And she thought one of the things she could do is if she took him to a concert, and the pianist was a very personal friend of hers who was a world-renowned pianist. And they went to the concert, and to his surprise, as part of his birthday present, she said, "Did you like the concert?" He said, "Yes." She said, "Did you think that so-and-so, he was wonderful?" "Oh, yes, Grandma." "Would you like to meet him?" "That's part of your birthday present, because he's my friend." And she took him backstage into his personal dressing room, and he was expecting them, and they got to meet. And here's a little bit of how the conversation went. So pay close attention. You ready? Squint your ears. Good. We were kidding. He said to the little boy, "Did you like the show?" And the little boy said, "Oh, very much so." He said, "Would you like to learn how to play the piano?" He said, "Oh, I would give my life for that." And the piano player said, "That's exactly what I gave." So you take time and let that settle in little by little. Even share that with daddy, share it with mom, share it with friends. Tell that story several times. Even try to find out if you could find out the true story, and then you'll get the names. But I only want you to get the point of the story. When he said to the man, "I would give my life to be able to play the piano like you." And the man replied to him and said, "That's exactly what I gave." So when we think about becoming world champions and professionals and want to win titles and so forth, we always have to be very respectful of the responsibility we have to count the cost. Count the cost. And then when we know what that cost is, we can then pursue it appropriately. And if I could say anything to you as a young person, I have trained tons of teenagers. I've had my youngest students who are 4 years old. And as long as they'll pay attention, I can teach them. And then it's up to me to determine their attention span, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and then you teach to that. But in order to reach the level you're trying to get to, you always have to determine what is the cost. What is the cost? What is the cost? And then if you're willing to pay that cost, then that level is definitely attainable. And that's how all the superstars, that's how they'll all tell you it has to happen that way. your Olympic gold medalists, your world champion record holders, everybody. Okay, do you know how to do any trick shots?
No, not really.
Okay.
I can learn now.
It's a good idea for you to learn a couple of trick shots just for fun, because for some reason, when you want to razzle dazzle somebody and they don't really understand pool, if you're just making balls, they don't get it. But show them like a really cool trick shot.
Yeah.
And that would be like terrific. So do you know my friend, Dr. Q, Tom Rossman? Yeah. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
What happened?
Something fell.
Okay. Well, Dr. Q, Tom Rossman is one of my very, very best friends. And in fact, we love when we work together, we always do the Drill Instructor and Dr. Q's comedy trick shot show. In fact, you can go on YouTube and actually look up the Drill Instructor and Dr. Q comedy trick shot show. You'll see one of our videos from some VFW place that we've been to, that we've done. And but I want you to actually try and watch some of the trick shots and learn a couple of 2 or 3 of them, just so that if anybody is ever around, say, hey, want to see something cool? And then just show it to them. And that's always the most wonderful way to engage with somebody personally.
Yeah.
So I'd like to encourage you to be doing that. Well, we're getting close to the end. I want to ask you to take some time, and I want you to talk to other teenagers who might also like to play pool, and encourage them. Give them some of your feelings and thoughts, and make them feel excited about wanting to learn to play more pool and even be like as good as you. Talk to them. Let's hear what you would say.
I would say if you really enjoy the game, keep going. It is the best game that I would ever have imagined, and don't give up on yourself. It could get hard sometimes, like if you don't make balls or anything, but all pool is about is not really making balls all the time. It's mostly about fun and being happy with yourself. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's cool. The JJ method, the joy of the journey.
It really is.
You know, Dr. Q, you know what he says if the ball doesn't go in the hole? That was a make in disguise. He says, I didn't miss. He says, I didn't miss. That was a make in disguise. You need to learn that one. Okay? Somebody goes, oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry you missed. Go, oh, I didn't miss. Do you realize how much I had to practice to get that ball to go exactly like that? That was a make in disguise. You could start that. I don't think he would be offended at all. Sophia, thank you for letting us get to share your personal time and for your wonderful, amazing, pleasant self.
Thank
And
you.
I really hope we're looking forward to seeing, what's your next tournament? When are you going to play next?
I'm going to Vegas next week.
All right.
Excited. It's for the JIC and the BEF.
That's awesome. You're already getting invited. See, that's what's going to happen. And then pretty soon they pay your room, they pay your hotel, they pay for your food, they buy you your equipment. Wait, they already do all that stuff for you, don't they?
Most of
I mean, you don't.
What about pool? You get to travel the world.
Yes.
That's fun.
I just finished talking to Sharik in Singapore.
Wow.
Kat and I were just talking to him in Singapore. We had to drag him out of bed and have a conversation with him about pool.
Yeah. Traveling the world is the best experience. Like I would never imagined if I wasn't playing pool that I would be going to all these different places.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you for doing that. That's great. Listen, I hope now you're going to become a drill instructor fan. You can go on YouTube. Or, hey, every Tuesday night on Facebook at 8 o'clock, I do what's called The Clinic. I've been doing it for years. And you go on Facebook and check out The Drill Instructor and look at the really cool stuff that's up there. And who knows, maybe you might look at something and go, oh, that's interesting. Sofia, thanks for being so adorable and for contributing to this amazing sport of ours. And I am really looking forward to getting the next opportunity in the future when we get to talk to you when you're a little older and winning a little bit more, and we can hear some of those stories of how they happened.
Okay.
Thanks. God bless you. Bye-bye. And keep walking that walk. That's the right one.
Bye, Sophia.
Bye.